So, hello everybody. I was super excited to be here, and then I had to wait and wait. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight. My name's Rick Lapi. I'm an instructional technology coach from the Wilson School District, and you guys saw my counterparts, Dan and Chris, and like everyone else, and the 13 people that went before me, they rocked it as well, and all of you guys did awesome. So, I'm really excited to be here tonight and talk about the way I smashed some of the apps and kind of the journey that brought me to this part. So as we know, we kind of work in this box in education of constraints, right? Especially as an administrator, you have data to collect, you have domains to, observe and document, and all of these things. So we really need to work smarter, not harder in that box. So how do we do that? My journey began earlier this year with one of my principals, and they came to me and they're like, I have this walkthrough, and I go into, I pop into classrooms and I love it, but then I go and after school I have to write these emails, I gotta fill out these slips of papers and give them to the teachers. And what do the teachers do? They lose them anyway. So after some conversation, we decided, you know what? We need to streamline this. We need this communication to go from the principal to the teacher. No matter what I'm carrying with me, they always have their cell phone. They want it to be easy. Walk into the classroom, fill out that reflection right on there. So in comes Doc Appender. Thank you. So the teacher submits the form. It appends to each teacher. It's automatically going to each teacher. It continues to grow on there in a seamless process that once it's set up, it's going to work nice and efficiently. So the important part about this is we're saving time. All right, it's time to get out in the classroom with those kids and with the teachers to help them. Maybe even get home in a reasonable hour, spend time with our own kids, or not just be stuck at school all night doing something like reviving ourselves. It also works on giving instant feedback. All right, it's crucial to get feedback to teachers. There's nothing worse than a week later, them getting feedback on a lesson that they've already forgotten about. Through this process, as soon as you hit submit on that form, they are automatically getting that feedback. It also creates a journal of walkthrough entries. So every time you do that walkthrough and pop into that classroom, it creates another entry on that Google Doc. The teacher can look back at that document and look for trends in their teaching patterns and hopefully grow from that based on those walkthroughs. How do we create it? Start out with the Google form. Whatever information you want to collect, maybe it's a domain, some notices, some wonders. The big thing is you will need a multiple choice or a drop down to use Doc Appender to send out that information. Next, you want to create a starter template. This is really complicated. It's a Google document. Ours was completely blank. All right. If there's anything you want on every single teacher's Google document, this is where you would add it at this step. So you create that doc and get ready to send it out to them. How do we get it to hundreds, thousands, however many teachers you have though? All right. Thank you, Doctopus. So we can now use Doctopus to send out from a list of email that Google document to every single teacher we have in our building, or even students, and I'll talk about that in a little bit of how to do that. On top of that, you can use Doctopus to create groups. We talked earlier about clickable rubrics as far as Gubric goes, and creating folder structures. And it's a really great tool to help you in this process to save a lot of time getting those documents to each person. So now, the magic of Doc Appender, this is that magic that goes from the Google form to the Google Doc. So you fill out that form, and now automatically using Doc Appender will read that list that you created with Doctopus and send it to that teacher's. Here's an example of an appended document if you haven't seen one yet. This was 4 different form submissions by timestamp. The newest one appears at the top. So now this is 4 different walkthroughs that teacher can go onto one document and see. All right? So we got to save ourselves time, but we also need to save our teachers time. They're swamped. All right? So in comes Formule. We can now create and use Formule to automatically send that Google document link to the teacher, thanking them for coming out. They also now don't need to search through their drive to find it. It's right there in that email. Think about student use. All right, how many times at dinner have parents said, what did you do in school today? Nothing. Use Doc Appender, journal, exit ticket. They fill out a form that automatically goes on that doc. You share that doc once with a parent, they can go on and actually have a snapshot of what that kid learned in school today. All right? It also helps them with learning out loud. They can now reach outside the building, share with other people. All right, think about how deeply you need to think about what you learned when you write in a journal or blog or do any of those things. We need to have our kids doing that in this experience. So most importantly, I know we joked about innovating, but we do need to innovate. We need to grow. We need to share so that as we're in this box, we can fit all the things that are important to us and be as efficient as possible to benefit, most importantly, the kids and our students as we work. here's a bunch of resources. Hopefully you guys are going to get this link somewhere along the line. If not, email me and let me know, and I can get that too. There is a sheet here. Any one of our things especially, feel free to make a copy of and use and let us know. And we're all on this together to grow as much as possible. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.